Welcome to The Trend. I'm Rebecca Granet, and I couldn't decide if I should sing my guest's intro today or just say it, but I decided for the sake of all the viewers, I will just say it. He is super talented, an actor, a singer, and you love him as Jesse from the Pitch Perfect movies, but now he's in a new television series called Grave on EPIX, which premieres October 16th at 10 p.m. It's Skylar Astin.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't sing me in.
Did you want me to sing you the intro?
It was there was a very extensive contract that I signed to do this, and in it, it definitely stated that I will be sung in.
Would you duet with me?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm. You have to start, though.
It's going to be, welcome, Skylar Astin.
It's good to be here, Rebecca.
Oh my God, I'm like speechless.
Yeah, there you go.
That was fabulous.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, now we can properly
Now we
start
can start,
an
right?
interview.
I'm so sorry. I broke the contract.
I am. Well,
You went from singing in Pitch Perfect to singing Richard Graves' praises.
ooh, I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
I prepared very long for that moment. Okay. As Isaiah in Graves. So Richard Graves is the former president he
Yes.
plays, and this is played by Nick Nolte.
So if you can imagine, yeah, Nick Nolte as a former president, 30 years removed from the White House, and when we find him, he's kind of having a bit of an existential crisis in his Santa Fe compound. And then I play this like bright, shining, young Republican who is so excited to have the dream job of his lifetime to be the assistant of Richard Graves. So I'm like, take care of him, take him to all of his speaking engagements, and he's kind of a father figure to me. And then I realize that he is a complete mess, so mean. Just like really like angry Nick Nolte, and kind of on drugs, and I've been dropped in the Addams Family.
Ah, okay. What do you love about Isaiah as the character? He's a little obsessed with.
Yes, well, I think that he really sees the good in people. Definitely Richard Graves, because like throughout the season in the series, Graves gives him like really not little small glimmers of hope, but I mean they're like a needle in a haystack because like Graves is pretty brutal to Isaiah. He just messes with him. There's like a scene where he like kind of spikes my drink and makes me like he does a couple like pretty unforgivable things and calls him names, and I don't even know, we're probably not allowed to say a lot of the names on this show, but he sees the good in Graves, and he believes that he is that person, that president, that figure that he's always like dreamt about meeting. And they throughout the season begin to complement each other and almost bring out the best in each other. Graves kind of makes Isaiah a little bit less naive to the world, and Isaiah also brings that inspiration out of a very jaded former president.
It's such a great dynamic that the two of you have in the show. And what I love about Graves is that it comes at such a poignant time in society as we get ready to elect our next president, especially obviously here at 1010 Wins. We love that too.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the real issues that you guys deal with in the show?
Oh my gosh, well, we deal with immigration reform. I don't want to give too much away, but like Graves does an insanely radical thing at the end of episode 2, which is available right now on epix.com. What else? I mean, we deal with like gay rights issues because Richard Graves, the fictional character, he's kind of a combination of a lot of presidents. There's Ronald Reagan in there. There's a little bit of Clinton. There's a little bit of LBJ. Some Bush, or a couple Bushes maybe. He was a Republican candidate, like you'd say between like George H.W. and Clinton would be like where Graves was
That's
in the
where they laid.
90s, like 91, you know, even though that's not an election year, but like around that time. So, you know, he was a good fiscal president, but he had a war in Libya that we've kind of made up. There was an assassination attempt on him. It really is authentic, and surrounding the world that we've created, we have like cameos by Giuliani and Barney Frank and
Oh, I
Michael
love that.
Steele. Yeah, and every time we show CNN, like it's Jake Tapper or like one of those pundits, like. Reporting on Richard Graves, former president. So it feels like you're watching a show, and I know I'm rambling right now, but something that's also important, I think, is really cool about this
Skylar,
show.
we're just hanging out.
No,
This
but
is
I
good.
really want it to be about you soon. I'm just going to start interviewing you. Something that I think is really different is that this is a political show that does not take place in Washington. So you don't have like the white hallways with the red, white, and with the portraits of all the presidents. It doesn't take place in the White House or Washington at all. It takes place in Santa Fe. So there's this kind of like southwestern cowboy political satire going on. So it's a little dirtier than other shows.
Super cool. Another thing that I think is worth pointing out about the series is that it's shot with a single camera.
Yeah.
So how is it for you as an actor working with a single camera? Like what changes? How is that process?
Well, in single camera shows, it's similar to how I've shot many movies that way, and I've done some TV shows that are single camera. My last show was multi-camera in front of a live audience and all that stuff, and that's nice because there's a little bit of.
I saw a spark in you just now. That was a little smile.
Well, because it's like it reminds me of like my theater roots. It's a little bit. There's an audience give and take, and they kind of set up all these cameras on the floor and they capture everything the way Friends and Frasier and all those Cheers and all those shows did.
Yeah, I love that.
But there's something really special and kind of delicate about when you do a single camera show. It takes forever, obviously, long days, but it's nice because there's so much attention to detail and it looks beautiful and cranes and things. You get to really make it feel larger than life, and in multi-camera shows, since there's so much movement and there's so many cameras, you really only get like pieces of people's face, but you get to go in for those close-ups, and it's putting a beautiful puzzle together when you do a single camera show.
Speaking of your roots, so you are from New York originally.
Oh yeah.
And you started off in Broadway, or you did some theater work as well. What do you prefer? What do you like? I mean, do you just like it all? Is there something that just lights you up when you get to, I mean, I know you said being in front of a live audience, but Broadway is a totally different schedule. It's grueling. I mean, it's very special here in New York, so.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, but it's also so rewarding at the same time. I really just love a good role. I don't really. I just want to. I don't have any limits on what I do. I'm thankful that I've been able to do all of them. TV, film, and theater, and I feel comfortable now in all of those mediums. And I can't predict where my next role will be. I just did a couple plays this year. I did West Side Story, and I did a show called God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater at the City Center, which was a blast.
Oh, cool.
So it's good. It's good to dip my toe in there, but I would stay for longer for the right role, for sure. There's like nothing like the thrill of a live audience, but there's also something really unique about putting a film together, and also something really cathartic about digging in and going there and then kind of letting it all go and letting someone else be in control and chop it up, and you're kind of done with it and you have that experience and you don't have to continue to do it every night. They all provide their different challenges and different rewards, for sure.
Yeah, and what's kind of cool about you is that you have the whole, you can kind of switch into comedy, and then you can switch into, I mean, you have this whole, you sing beautifully.
Thank you.
As we just heard. And, and you can be serious too. So it's kind of like, we never know what we're going to get from you fully. But
it's almost like a human being.
Yes, like a full person.
Yeah.
You are incredible.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you though, I mean, there's shows that I've done that have been way more like really dependent on the laugh. Like, it's all about, we have to make this bit funny. Like, it always has to be, you know, and there can be heart underneath, but, you know, it's intended to be a comedy. And this, being that it's dark comedy, and almost, some people have called it a dramedy, you really get to get that human experience, like how people really are. My character does, you know, there's certain things that we do on the show that are like totally hilarious, pretty broad laugh moments, and then there are moments that are uncomfortable laughter where you're like, I shouldn't even be laughing, but I am. And then there's straight up moments, I hope, that like there's some stuff I saw that I was like, are we doing like a straight up drama right now? Like we're really all giving it. Like there's a couple scenes towards the end of the season that were not like, there's not a laugh for 12 minutes, but it's like Nick Nolte giving you acting.
Well, and how is it working with Nick Nolte? I mean, how is it working with Nick Nolte?
It's great. He's a living legend. He's one of those guys that's like done it all and seen it all, and now he's at this like cool place in his life where he's like tells you all about these like almost like a folk tale about certain things, and James Dean, and like, you know, these names that you're like, what? Like you were playing tennis with this guy like in 1950 something? You know,
like,
it's
say that
like
again?
Yeah, it's out of control. The life it almost feels like he's had 9 lives, and for that reason, he like does not need to prove anything in his life, yet he still comes on set with this like amazing work ethic. Like, you know, so many people could be like, look, I'm giving you one take because I know I do this well, and that's it. He'll like listen, he'll want direction. He will sometimes give you more performance when the camera's facing away from him and it's on me and it's just him and I in a room, and he'll be behind there. Some actors, you know, they go to their trailer and have, you know, some script supervisor do their lines, and he's there giving you an 11 out of 10 performance. So it's like, I look up to him in so many ways, because I hope that if I'm ever, you know, as established as someone like that, that I'm still going in like it's day one, and like, you know, there's a reason why we do this, because we love it. And you could tell he still loves it to this day.
You can tell you love it too, which is so amazing. No, and when you see each other, you play off of each other in the show, and I think that that's really a cool kind of bond that you guys have obviously formed off camera and on camera as well.
Well, he like, you know, I don't think Nick's like not a method actor at all, but he does like call me Isaiah all the time.
Does he really?
Yeah, I just think, I think that our dynamic began like you know, he messes with me all the time on set. Like he just...
What does he do to you?
Like ball taps. You know what that is? Like, are we allowed to say that? Like, he'll just go up and
it's the best when everybody says whatever they want, and then after,
they go, are we allowed to? Well,
no, I'm glad you did.
That wasn't in the contract.
No, it's not in the contract.
Yeah, he does like things like a 15-year-old boy would do to me.
Yeah.
Like he'll tickle me. Like he just messes with me.
Are you ticklish?
I can be when Nick Nolte's tickling me. Yeah,
you better be ticklish.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you've had a crazy busy September, but like a beautiful September.
It's a September to remember, if you will.
Love it.
Yeah.
You're married currently now, very new to Anna Camp. From many people know her from the Pitch Perfect series as well. But you have your birthdays within like the same week, right? You're the 23rd,
4 days
27th.
apart, yeah.
And then you got married. You went on your honeymoon to Italy. How was that? I mean, you must be exhausted, but like in a good way.
Right now. Well, we both have shows coming out the same month, too. So, so she's busy now, you know, promoting her show, and we really enjoyed that time together, you know, before having to, you know, get into all this stuff, which is all great. But we're both Libras, you know, we're both very balanced individuals. Like we both understand what's important and what is important in a different way too. So we just support each other in life and in our careers. And
well, this is what I have something important that I need to know about the two of you that I've been dying to know.
Anything.
Oh,
Just
wait,
kidding.
let me
No, I'm
change
just
my
kidding.
question now. No. What is it like with the two of you in the car? Who sings?
Both.
I need to know. Like, do you harmonize? Is there like a competition? What
No,
happens?
there's definitely no competition. There's not so much harmony. There's a lot of like, we make up a lot of songs. And like it's really weird. But we don't
Was that
sing
in the marriage
together.
contract?
No, but we don't really sing together like the way people probably think we sing together. Like there's nothing serious about it.
Okay.
We're
how
not
so?
like real. We sing like people sing in a car.
Like normal.
Like we like don't use our technique really. You know what I mean? Like we're singing, like we're just messing around.
Okay.
Yeah, we sing all the time. We sing to our dog. But it's not like we're like, okay, 3, 4, and like really like, okay, you come in on the like downbeat, and I'll make sure to syncopate.
I
the
do that in my house.
Well,
What's going on with you
well,
two?
I guess we lead very different lives. No, we just, sing something funny about washing the dishes while we're talking to the dog, and then I'll like join in like any husband would. You know what I mean? So it's
All right, like any musically inclined husband.
I guess so. Yeah, maybe we're both like pretty in tune, which is nice. But no, we just have a great time. We really complement each other in every way, and definitely in the singing department too.
That is so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into our 10 for 10, which is a fun segment that we do here, I have one last question for you about your upcoming projects. I know that on Friday, Flock of Dudes is coming out.
Yeah.
Which you're also in with Chris D'Elia.
Yes.
What a cool kind of concept. Tell me about that. What's going on with that?
So Flock of Dudes is a film about a bunch of dudes that they all kind of reached their 30s, and they've been hanging since college, and it's like that moment where it's like we gotta kind of get serious with our lives, and there's a couple of inciting incidents that lead to them all realizing like, where are we all? And I play basically, I'm Chris D'Elia's younger brother, but I'm kind of the group's younger brother. Like they all mess with me like I'm the younger brother, but I'm also getting married, which makes them all kind of realize where they're at in their lives. And so we come up with this fun like game to break up. They're going to break up with each other for 6 months.
Okay,
and I
so
make
it's
up this
the
whole
large breakup.
Yes, and I make this breakup contract, which is very extensive, and I carry it with me always.
This is where the contracts are
Yeah,
coming
it's
from.
kind of
I
meta
see.
in that way. I like to bring it around. You didn't know, but I had this plan.
You had this planned out?
It was in the
This
contract.
whole thing was scripted.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great.
So yeah, and it just really leads to an insane story. I mean, they try to meet up, and it doesn't quite work out. I'm like almost the ethics presence for them. Like I'm the guy that, that shows them that they like actually. And then Chris has a wonderful love story with Hannah Simone from New Girl, and the cast is out of
She's
control.
Great. Yeah, the cast is great. So we're gonna be getting our Skylar Phil times 1,000 in the next couple weeks coming up.
Yeah, I'm not working for the next 2 years. I'm just leading it all.
We're just leaving it on. So everybody better go see Braves and
it's my
Flock of Dudes.
it's my swan song.
This is it. This is it. Then you're going underground for a while.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the 10 for 10 challenge. It's
Okay.
something we have here. It's a lot of fun. You get 10 questions and you get 10 seconds to answer each question,
Okay.
roughly. We try our best.
Okay.
So
Are they answers I will know? Are they like your
it's about
favorite?
you.
Oh, okay.
So no, it's not
That'd be
we're not
embarrassing.
doing trivia questions.
Okay.
We're doing
I'm like
yes.
Idaho. And you're like, you did not grow up there.
No.
Okay.
No, you can craft your answer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Your favorite personality trait about your character, Isaiah? Which we kind of prepped you for.
Yeah. Awkward and sees the best in people.
Perfect. Overall, the line you've most enjoyed saying as an actor? At any point in time, delivering.
I love a good F-bomb.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
Just that word. If he's like horrified, like, or like, man, or stuff. Just like I love just like letting one out.
Oh, okay. I see. I wanted you. You know in Pitch Perfect 2 how the main character's name is Becca. So
No.
No.
Is that
like,
her
did
name?
I?
Yeah.
And you know how when she goes on stage and you go, Becca!
Oh, that's a good one.
That got me really excited
Yeah.
because of my name. And then I
Right.
was hoping that that's what you were going to say, but I guess
Oh, yeah. Well,
that was in the contract.
you shouldn't ask questions that you're hoping to get a certain answer from. You're going to be very disappointed.
Well, I
Maybe
thought
if it's multiple choice, you'll have a better shot next time.
That's no, but we want to open-ended.
Fix your
because
stuff,
see,
10, 10, 10.
But see, now we got a better answer because
Yeah.
you did open-ended.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. Back on track. The character that you have played that your family likes the most.
Tony in West Side Story.
Awesome. When you are having a birthday, what is the meal that you ask for?
Birthday cake. My mom used to make an amazing
not a
cookie
meal.
cake. Yeah, well, not when mom makes you a whole cookie cake, then it is, yeah.
Like chocolate chip cookie cake?
A whole cake of cookies and icing.
It's not one big one.
And then
it's
she
just
would
like little
draw like my name in like Knicks or Mets colors.
Are those your teams?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
oh,
it's a
that's
very,
very cute.
Yeah, Knicks, Mets, Jets.
Did that happen this year?
What do you mean? No, no, I was in Italy. So I
She
only.
didn't mail you a cake. Come on.
No, she would have if I. Yes, she would have. Believe me.
Okay, best moment on set shooting Graves so far.
Ooh. Oh, I did a scene with a goat. On
Okay.
peyote. I wasn't actually on peyote, but I was playing that I was on peyote.
Okay.
And I have a scene where I'm cuddling a goat.
That's lovely.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. We're getting good stuff here.
Only on EPIX, yeah.
Favorite song on the radio right now?
Oh, I love that. I can't. I'm so drawing a blank now.
Wanna hum it?
No, because I can't even think of the tune.
Oh,
because
no.
all I'm seeing is Titus Burgess's face. You know, the guy from Kimmy Schmidt. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't sing it at all, but the guy sounds like him. Oh my God, it's gonna come to me. I should pass and then it'll come.
Okay, we'll pass. We'll move on. The most romantic thing Anna has done.
Hold on. These things fall through. Oh my God, I'm like have the bridge in my head, which is like. Never Forget You by Zara Larsson.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
really good one.
The guy, listen to it. This is actually, I'm stealing this from my wife. Listen to it and then imagine the guy being Titus from Kimmy Schmidt, and you'll never listen to it the same again.
Oh, God.
Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's a takeaway for
Yeah.
everyone. Oh, speaking of your wife, the most
Yes.
romantic thing she's done for you.
Oh my God. Oh, she bought me this beautiful watch for
that's stunning.
our wedding. Her vows at the wedding. She bought me a jacket in Italy. Everything. She's
Generous.
She's very generous, very romantic. Oh, she's the best.
Aw, you love her so. You guys love each other so much.
We
It's like
do.
the sweetest thing.
We do.
The comedian or show that cracks you up the most. You could pick. It could be a show, it could be a movie, it could be a comedian. Whatever just gets you laughing.
Oh my God. I'm stuck with favorites. I'm always bad because like they're so, they change.
Well, favorite right now. How's
Favorite
that?
right now, I know. I'm like thinking about all the reality shows I watch right now and how that's actually not scripted. I don't watch many comedies these days.
You have a comedian.
Oh, you know what though? I rewatched The Truman Show recently, and it
Okay.
still holds up, especially since that predates reality TV. And Jim Carrey in that movie is perfect.
He's
He's
hilarious.
so great.
He's great.
He's so perfect. Yes.
The pitch perfect. No, okay.
That's the first time anyone's ever done that to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I that unique? That's great. The thing you're most looking forward to doing as a married couple going forward? Because like the title husband is pretty
Well,
new
no,
for you.
it's just like there's like such a funny, obvious answer, which would be like have children.
Yeah. Are you going to have children soon?
No, there's no,
Okay.
there's no plan. We
Are there
just
plans?
got married. No.
I didn't even want to ask that because like everybody's probably
No,
asking
I
me that.
really enjoy saying my wife. I think that's still very surreal for me to say. Yeah, we had such a dream-like past, month, and I'm just excited for, the reality, the ordinary, because that's like where there's like special moments too, and I'm excited about all of it.
Just everything going forward. On the 16th of October, when Graves premieres, where will you be? How will you be celebrating?
I will probably be in a studio like this, talking to someone far less cool than you. Probably in LA.
You read the contract so well.
Yes, that was so in the contract.
That was really well done.
and they said make sure it's genuine.
Yes.
And
They knew you could handle the line.
yeah, I'll probably be promoting it still, and then I'll tune in, you know, and probably be live tweeting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I have to thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And everybody has to go check out Graves on EPIX on October 16th at 10 p.m. It is really cool, guys. You got to check it out. Skylar, thank you so much again.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.